Alrighty, so today I'm going to walk you through my design process for my pasta package design. So when we were first assigned this assignment, my mind immediately went to bow tie pasta, which is one of my favorites. And so these are my research images. This is a far off shot. I go to a shop at Walmart, and I figured if I was going to design a package, it'd be for a general audience, so I just took photos at Walmart. So this is a far away shot, and you can kind of see that the color palette is mostly just blue and white. And so over here, I took a picture of the three varieties that Walmart carries. It's a light blue, a dark blue, and then a white with some dark blue, and these two both have red. But I really like this blue and yellow contrasting colors. And something I also noticed through this research is that all of them have clear plastic cutouts to show you the pasta on the inside. And so I knew I wanted to incorporate this blue and yellow contrast and this clear plastic cutout in mine. So moving on. So these were my first rounds of sketches for the logo for my package design. So up top are shots of just the 2 pages, and then I zoomed in on what I thought were the most important. So I started with this design of like a pasta bowl with spaghetti and meatballs, and then I moved on to a bowl with a leaf in it because I thought that was kind of simple. And then I moved on over here in the middle to this M shape inside of a bowl, which is kind of an abstract leaf. And then after brainstorming in class, I realized I wanted it to be kind of like classy, and so I came up with the name Black Tie. And so this is a quick sketch of that, and then this was pretty much the final sketch I did before I moved into Illustrator. And this is my final logo. It's Black Tie Gourmet Pasta. This is just kind of an abstract representation of a black tie. I wanted it to be a bow tie since I was doing bow tie pasta. And yeah, I liked the contrast of thick and thin lines and the bold shapes. And now moving on to my sketches of the actual package design. I started over here, just kind of doodly, like flowery bow tie pasta shapes. Just kind of some quick things, getting my ideas out. And then I moved a little bit more specific to what I wanted over here. Just a couple more sketches over here. And then I played with what I kind of wanted the font to look like. And then here's a sketch. And something I want to point out in these 2 sketches is right here, this spot, it says clear plastic cutaway. So this was my plan. I wanted a plastic cutaway right there. And then this is my final sketch. And right here it says clear. So I wanted a clear plastic cutaway, and I wanted to play on this idea of a bow tie for an actual suit and tie, and then bow tie as in pasta. And here's just a close-up of that sketch. We have the bow tie in the middle. It says bow ties at the top, and we have buttons and then a clear cutaway where the shirt would be, and you can see the pasta on the inside. So here are my progress files. I worked in Illustrator for this whole thing. So I started over here. Pretty simple. I made the shape. I kept the shape pretty consistent throughout all of the design. I only changed it at the very end, I think, right over here. But so I didn't do a lot of exploration with the font because I kind of knew what I wanted. It's this Gilbert font. I was originally drawn to the color version. I think it's just so fun and playful, but there's also a plain black version. So that's this version here. And then I realized I wanted a capital version. So we're here. And then I thought, well, no, I can incorporate the pasta colors, and then I did a little drop shadow, and that remained pretty consistent throughout the rest of the design. And then I did a draft of a suit right here, and the next couple ones are just me experimenting with the colors. I did this kind of lighter blue, but it was a little, I just wasn't my favorite. And then I moved to a darker blue, which still I didn't like, and then I moved to a much more like violet blue. I think it's very punchy, very vibrant. And so here, I'm just still playing with color. And then in this one, I'm playing with color and pattern. I put the pattern of tiny little pasta noodles in the background of this one, which I thought was a fun. And right here, I'm playing with the logo a little bit. Same thing here, except now the logo's here. And then I realized at the very end that I had a suit and a tie, but I realized that he didn't have a collar. So I added a little collar right here. And then the final version is this one. This is the final mocked up version with the clear plastic cutaway and the pasta on the inside. And I decided to put the logo at the top and to drop the gourmet pasta line because it was so thin and dainty, it was hard to read at this scale. And I decided to make the logo white, the text white, and then this white. And so these all kind of connect together visually, I think, pretty well. And I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. And so now I'm going to turn to the back. I didn't do any sketches for the back because it was kind of what I did after I had established the front. So really the only differences you see in the back are just some color variation and then some textural variation here. But it's pretty consistent. And then the final back is just here. I made up a story about how I invented this company for my passion for pasta and whatnot. So moving on. These are the final mock-ups for the design. So this is the cover. It's just as what we saw earlier, except I added here the net weight, the enriched macaroni, the nutrition facts, this barcode, and then my logo down here to make it look like an actual product that you just took off the shelf. And so there it is. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. And then here's the back. And then on the side, I incorporated the logo again and then the cooking instructions. And the reason this is flipped over backwards on the back because now we're looking at the back of the package, so it would be backwards. And then here are the two poster ads I designed for this. I wanted to kind of appeal to two different audiences because I think pasta is such a universal food. So the one on the left is kind of appealing to a more childlike, fun, entertaining audience because children of all ages eat pasta. And then I think pasta is also such a formal dish too. So I did the playful one on the left and then a more formal one on the right. That just plays a slightly different version of the package design right here. And then I designed a recipe and I put it on the iPhone because I think that's a very accessible size that most people have nowadays. So I incorporated the elements that I did on the package a lot right here on the side with this repeating little pasta pattern, this vibrant blue color. And I incorporated the logo right here. And then farfalle, I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, so don't quote me on that, but that's bow tie pasta in Italian. Like, that's the actual name. So this is a chicken and roasted garlic recipe. I'm actually vegetarian, so I've never tried it, but the pictures look really nice. And so I just stylized it with the same fonts I used on the back of my package design. And just played with tabs and made it look nice. And that is all I have.